Hey, how in the world is everybody doing tonight? I think everything's running tonight the way it's supposed to. Nice to see everybody. We got lots of people tuning in. We are on about 10 different places tonight, so that's pretty cool. Let me know if I sound good and everything. I think I'm good. I hear myself. That's something, right? For any of you who did watch my live mix prior to this, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that. I had a lot of fun tonight. As always, we're going to take a couple minutes at the beginning, do shout outs for people to let me know where you are at, all that kind of stuff. Hello, Jimmy. Hello, JC. Holla and back at me. I see that. Everything's good here. I love this. We got chats coming in, all kinds of stuff. This is good. This is what I like. Connection between people and things and places and stuff. Let me find my chat again. Scrappa's in the house. What's going on? John Jazz, what's going on? Saying hello to everybody. DJ The Dawn, hello. Feel free to shout out if you are from somewhere other than where I am. I'll do a shout out on that. Always that stuff there. Gibran, what's going on? If you've never watched the show, if you've tuned in for the first time, we normally do this. It's music and mixing show. It's basically based towards the mix DJ, but I've been switching it up a lot lately, doing different things. Last week, we had a one-on-one with John, the head of Disc Jockey News, and we talked about being a mentor or having mentors in the DJ business. I have a special show coming up next week that is just about mixing. I think you guys will find it very interesting, but I kind of want to give it a spread. I didn't want to just drop it tonight. So we usually do open question night once a month, and that's what tonight is, open question night. We can talk about anything, do anything you want, mixes, whatever. Like I said, because you can do, I have the deck set up so we can do some mixing or whatever, but tonight's open question night, so I can field anything about anything, for anything, around anything. So, hope you're doing well. Trevor, Scrappa from down under. Always tuning in. I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in to last week. Everybody who checked out the mix I did prior to this. I like to do the mixes. Like I said, it's one of the reasons I like to do the mixes because it lets you see a little bit of what I do. It's different than me just talking and blabbing on and on. Those shows, you can actually watch what I'm doing and kind of pick it up. Plus, for me, it's a lot of practice because, if I get called back last second to DJ somewhere, which that has happened to me, I'd like to be as practiced as I can. So that's one of the things that I like to DJ as much as I can, even if it's just here in the studio. And that did happen, like I said, a few weeks ago. But I was, just because I've done so many mixing, it was very easy for me just to fall back into that. And I did not have a problem with it. Why is my camera pointing at the ceiling? Is that a little bit better? That's a little bit better. All right, so taking questions tonight, open question in the chat. Jibram says, I've been having trouble with songs freezing in the middle of a set while other songs are losing the stems. Are you saying the song is actually freezing? Are you having technical problems with the song freezing? Let me know if that's what you mean, Gibram. This one here, you're talking about, Jimmy, over the mixer. I have given links to this before. I'm going to actually have to dig a little bit to get it because I never remember what it's called. I've told people a zillion times. I have to hunt here. Give me 1 second. I can tell you, Jimmy. Maybe I can't tell you from here because I have to sign in. Whoop, can I sign in from here? There you go. I don't even know if I have this because it's been so long since I purchased it. It is called, I'll share this here. Let me share the screen. Left screen capture. Of course it's not capturing the left screen. Didn't I have this problem last time? I think I had this problem last time where it would not pick up the There we go. All right, so this is it, and it's kind of zoomed in. You can't really see it there, but it's the newer, and believe it or not, the newer photocopy stand, Pico projector stand, which I have no idea what that means, but that's what the GoPro that's overhead of the decks is set on. I have the GoPro in a slip-in case that has the 1/4-inch threads on the bottom. I just thread that into the top. The legs go backwards underneath the laptop, and then that hangs over top of the decks. And I actually get to do a lot of stuff with that, so it's quite useful. Gibram said he's doing a 4-deck. Again, I asked the question, is the song freezing or the video, or is everything freezing? Like, is it still going but it's not playing any sound, or is it still going and not playing any video, or is it the whole thing's freezing, or just the stem's freezing? Because you talked a lot in there. I'm not sure what you asked, so be a little more detailed, and I will do my best to answer it. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate this. I know our open question nights aren't very exciting. Normally I yap on forever about topics that I can talk about. So if you have something you want me to talk about tonight, I definitely can do that. Tom, hello from California. So, what's been going on in the world? Not much, right? I'm hearing that a lot of places are locking up again. I was on the Monday Night Chat show. For those of you who've never watched that, it was something we used to do with John, Dan, Shaney, and myself, and we've all kind of picked up other shows and done stuff, but we got together on Monday night, all 4 of us again, and we talked about different things, and that's one of the things that Shaney said in Chicago. They locked back up again to where the bars aren't open. We've never opened. I know other areas have opened and closing, other areas closed that are opening up. It's a little bit crazy. I don't know, but... All right, so he says, I've been having trouble with songs freezing up while other songs load up in the other decks while loading the stems. So you're saying that you are playing 2 songs that possibly could be 2 videos, loading 2 more songs up, and trying to have all 4 of them scan stems. If that's what you're talking about, then you better have a seriously powerful computer. I mean, you're probably going to have like a 6 or 6 gen i7 or an i9 or a really powerful Mac or something, because the stems take a lot of space on the song. So you understand that it's scanning the song into 4 segments. So you now have the song size in your thing, and you have 4 more things that exact same size as the song in your files. So it is now taking up that much more. So it's taking up 5 songs worth for every song that you do the stems. So the stems are taking up a lot of power when it takes to scan them. I have mine set to where it's not scanning them every time. It just does the normal load, and then if I want to pre-scan them, I can, but I just let them load. But again, I'm curious to see how fast yours load. Let me show, if I can show this here. I got 10 illion things opened up here. Can I share? All right, so I'm going to drag a song up into this deck over here, and you'll see how fast it loads. And let me know if yours loads this fast or not as fast. So I'm going to let it and drop. And that's mine, because I have a very powerful computer. And I'll pick up another song. We'll go up in here to something that is a little bit bigger. I will try to find a video. I'll try to find a video, something recent. Here we go. So this is a video file. See how fast it loads? And that's both scans right there. So I'm curious to see how yours scans, if yours scans that fast. Because like I said, doing 4 songs and stems on all of them are brutal. It is just absolutely, it's really hard on decks to do that. So let me know if that's what that is. It's kind of interesting. Virtual, with their new 2021, is a 64-bit program, and it is testing some people's things because it takes more power. So you could have a Windows 10 and it not be a powerful computer. Like I said, in mine, I run a lot of RAM, 2 separate solid-state hard drives, a video card separate from the onboard video card. Pardon me. it's just a monster of a computer. He's saying I'm working on another project, but telling what they are. I'm working on a book. I've been telling you about that. That's been taking up pretty much all of my time. I am on schedule to have it to the editors for people to read and stuff by the end of this month. If I keep working hard, I'll have it there by the end of this month. And I'm hoping to then present it, whether it be then decide by the first of the year whether I'm going to self-publish or find a publisher for it. But that's been pretty much taking up all my time. Some of the stuff that I've been working on is just for me, giving myself some mental space, because we never really get to stop in life. We get so crazy busy that we never take care of ourselves, like mental health days and all that kind of stuff. So lately I've been not working as hard. So part of it is in the middle of the afternoon, sitting at the studio here working, I all of a sudden go, okay, I'm going to stop for a while, and just stop because I need to stop. The weather yesterday here was incredible. It was 77 degrees. And I said, screw this working today. So I went out to the park and sat for a while in the sun and listened to music. And that was mostly all I did all day, was just sit out there, ran some errands, came home, answered a couple emails, and that was my day. I'm taking, like I said, it's really important. I'm trying to take some mental health space for myself. I've also been doing, I should really start a whole new channel, because I've been doing, for those of you who don't know me, I really kind of get into things and really throw myself into learning about stuff. And over the past year, I've been trying to learn about like the Prepper Society and different things like that. Now, I'm not an overboard prepper, but I am someone who's prepared, because I grew up on a farm, and on the farm we always had to have extra stuff because we could get snowed in out there. We were that far out. And that was way before telephones and cell phones and all that kind of stuff. And I've kind of gotten lack here in the city by not preparing. So when we went into lockdown, because I'm a person who just goes to the store when I need food, I didn't have much food. And as you know, when people started panicking that first week, there wasn't much there. So I'm trying to prepare a little bit now and have stuff in the house just in case. I have some emergency stuff in the car in case I'm somewhere and something happens. I've been putting together a lot of like little emergency kits, first aid stuff, trauma stuff for bleeding if I'm out somewhere and something happens, different things like that. So I've deep dived into that prepper world. But like I said, I'm not a prepper like you see people on TV. I'm just prepared. So it's just me, so I don't need to do a lot. I don't have anybody to really look after, but I kind of wanted to get myself set. So if this winter, between the election and lockdown, things go crazy again, I wanted to be able to not leave my house if I don't need to. And that's pretty much all that was. But that kind of stuff, like I said, I've been working on. I'm deciding on some of my education stuff. I've been talking to John about doing the group classes, and we're trying to figure out how to do the group classes that we talked about. And I know I told you months ago that I was going to do them, but we're still trying to figure out a way to, we want to test them the same way that we're going to do them behind a paywall. So you can come in. Like I said, it's not going to be like my regular classes where you're paying a lot of money per hour. It's going to be split between 5 and 10 people, and you just pay a little bit, $10 or less to take the class, but it will be a group class. And we're trying to figure out how to do that behind the paywall, and we kind of want to have that set up prior to us testing it the first time, because we kind of want to just see how it works in that atmosphere of behind the paywall, whether, depending on where we're going to put it at. And I know that John, with his last virtual expo that he did, was also a test of that, of stuff that we have coming up in first of the year. We're doing another expo. We're actually doing 3 of them at the first of the year, so pay attention to Disc Jockey News. If you can, go and join the Disc Jockey News Insiders area. It's free to join, but there are paid levels. But with joining that, you can find out more stuff that's going on, stuff that is not put on our YouTube channel, special education stuff that is strictly for the insiders. And I encourage you to go check that out. It doesn't cost much to join if you choose to join. Like I said, you can sign up for free. But if you choose to join, it doesn't cost much, and you get a lot, and I mean a buttload of special education stuff that is not on our YouTube, that you can't see it anywhere. I just did 2 things this year for it that went on. Just within the past month, I did a 10-minute talk, pardon me, and I did a 30-minute talk, and the one 30-minute talk was the one about dealing with haters, and it was more than just the hater that you think of. It's you can have people in your life that I categorize it, because I do 6 categorizations of haters, and they could be someone that you love and that loves you and that just doesn't support you, and I categorize them in a type of hater that doesn't encourage you to go after your dreams and it isn't there for you. So that's what that whole thing was on. But those, again, both of those that I did and a bunch of other people did them too, are only available in the inside area, so check that out. Um, Again, when I announce this that I'm going to do the classes, because I have several people that I'm already have on the short list, and many of you want to be a part of it, and absolutely. Like I said, we want to get it to where we test it right. I don't want to go into it the first day and go, oh, gee, how do we do this? And you all sit there for 20 minutes until we figure it out. I want to make sure we have something that flows so that we can get a good representation of what the classes are going to be like, so that then you can take that information. If someone goes, what's this class like? You can tell them and tell them whether it's beneficial to you or not. Because I've never done a group class like this, and that's it's a big testing thing for me. Jimmy said he's got 60 days. I don't think I have 60 days. I probably have a few weeks, and I still need to get some more. Because last week I didn't go. I kind of hung out and didn't go too many places, and I dug into a little bit of my stash. Ate up a lot of my instant mashed potatoes last week, so I got to get some more of that. But yeah, it's. I'm just trying to be prepared is all. A lot of different levels. I ended up getting a Coleman propane stove so that if everything dies, I can still cook some food. Things like that, just little things I didn't have, a few extra gallons of water around. And just, like I said, I'm not going off the deep end prepping, but I'm just trying to be prepared if something happens, even if it's a snowstorm and I'm stuck in for a week. I want to be able to just relax that week and go, screw it. I ain't going nowhere. I don't need to go anywhere, so that's what that is. Looking down here. Jimmy, are you asking do a class on Serato or do Serato in the group class? Because to me, software has nothing to do with mixing. Mixing is what you do with your ears and what you do with your hands on the decks. That's mixing. So it doesn't matter what software you have. The mixing classes I'm going to teach are about what you do, where you put that song at to start with, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just double checking to see if that's what you're talking about, Jimmy. And Jimmy, I am thinking about getting one of those 25-day tubs. I'm like this close to getting it because it's a lot simpler than buying a bunch of stuff, and that can be just stuck down in the basement and I don't have to worry about it. It's good for like 5 years. So I am thinking about that. The only thing is I'm so freaking picky when it comes to food that I'm afraid that I would get into that bucket of food and go, there's nothing in here I want to eat. Because like I said, I'm super picky. So any other mixing DJ questions? That's what we're here for tonight, is just open question, whatever you guys want to talk about. I like I had mentioned before, somebody had asked me a couple weeks ago, is there more equipment coming? And I do know for a fact that Pioneer has a few things coming. Denon has a few things coming. I think Newmark has a few things coming. So the reason that it's coming is because a lot of the companies had it budgeted into 2020 for release. And because they can't push that over into the next year or it messes with other budgets, it has to be released this year. So I know a lot of you say, why are they releasing stuff when nobody has money to buy it? Because they have to. Right now they have to. And eventually it will be bought because it also gives them time to get the bugs out if there's any bugs in it. So like I said, and I know people are saying, like, who would pay that much for the 3000 and the mixer and all that? And I have friends that, like, the day it was available, they ordered it. So people are working and have money. Day and night, what is your question when? And Jimmy, yes, 5 or 10 years, depending on what you get. I'm definitely not going to get the, what's the one, the preacher from the 80s has his own prepper buckets. I can't think of his name, Jimmy, whatever his name is. He has his own prepper food buckets now. It's crazy. Anything other than high-end or beginner stuff. I don't know what Pioneer is, but since Pioneer released the high-end stuff, the stuff that's coming, I'm guessing it's mid to low. I'm not sure what it would be. I don't know what they could do. There's a couple of them that they could do a version 2, an MK2 of. I'm expecting Newmark to drop something that's larger, that's closer to the size of the 7000, because they are. Last time I had talked to them, they are dropping the NS7, the motorized ones for Newmark. There won't be another version because there's 3, the NS7 3. There won't be a 4, they said. Yeah, Jimmy Swaggart, that's him. Yeah, he has his own. If you go online, they're crazy. He makes like these little commercials online where they're showing the food, and he's just this giant prepper dude now. So yeah. Day and night, you asked me when. What is when? Be happy to answer that. Or is he maybe talking to Jimmy? I apologize about that. I'm getting lost in all the chat. So again, thank you guys for being a part of this. This getting to connect with you guys is pretty amazing sometimes that I get to be here. That, like I said, when I was a kid, I know I talk about this all the time, but I always wanted my own show. And here I am. I mean, I'm not broadcasting over air, but I'm still talking to people all over the world and connecting with you guys on this stuff. And like I said, it is kind of a neat thing to be here and be a part of this. And the technology of being able to have the decks all set up and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, end of the year. Yeah, like I said, that's pretty much all I know because, like I said, what's his name? Jay from Pioneer said that it's just part of the budget thing. They have to do it. And I didn't want to push him because he's so good at helping me with things that I don't want to, like, pressure him for details on products because that's not even his area with Pioneer, you know. But he said I think he said 3 or 4 more is coming this year. So they've got some stuff coming. Don't know if it's big or little, but there's stuff coming. Like I said, Denon had some stuff that was supposed to come out in July that hasn't. So they all have stuff. I'm looking forward to Newmark, trying to see what they do, because they're kind of the one that's kind of they're kind of in their own little world, I think. Them and Rain, I think, because they just do their own thing that I think is a little different than everybody else. So I'm kind of interested in that. DJ the Dawn asks, have you ever subscribed to Crate Connect or Late Night Record Pool? Interested in checking those two out? I have not. If you also, we always talk about this here. If Robin wants to put the link in there, every single night since the lockdown started, Disc Jockey News decided to do a chill out room online. It is a Zoom room that's DJNTV/chill, and Robin can throw that in the chat. And what it is where you can go with other DJs and just hang out and talk. And a couple Mondays ago, I was in there. No, it was Monday night. No. It was last week. It was last week I stopped in is what it was, after the show. And I ended up talking about showing the place where I get my music, which I'm not going to talk about. I showed it in there. So if you get to be part of the insider stuff or do stuff like that, off air, I can show and talk about some of that stuff, but I can't talk about it on air. I've not tried the specific ones you do, but I have some others, and that's one of the things that I did do starting the lockdown, is that I dropped some of the ones I had and tried other ones for a month and just trying different things out, both streaming and regular both. And it was a nice little thing to look around and see what's out there. In fact, the one that I'm now paying, you know, I ended up paying for a lifetime subscription for it because it was a ridiculously good price. It was one of those ones I found out by looking, and I'm happy about it, at least for, you know, right now. I did my new song downloads today, and I was good. I do them once a week, find out what's, you know, whatever I don't have that's coming on the Billboard Hot Top 40. I make sure I get a couple versions maybe, and I'm kind of having what I want there. Yeah, Crate Connect. I think it's, if I'm correct, that's the one where they give you the list of stuff that's in crates. If that's what that is, keep in mind, I don't do crates with virtual. I don't have to crate things. I can just search by tags. I know I've showed that before. If you want to see it again, I can show it again. But I don't do crates, so I can't really help you a lot with that. Jimmy has people at a restaurant fighting over him. Nice. Will venues reduce the amount of guests for weddings, etc. in the future? It appears to be more backyard events. It's really weird, DJ Jesse, that stuff that was opening up is closing again. Different areas are going into more strict for temporary. I know they're going to do this over Thanksgiving. I have a feeling, because at least in my side of the business, the bar and club business, Thanksgiving Eve is the biggest night for people going out. More people actually go out on Thanksgiving Eve than go out on New Year's Eve. And that's one of the things I think they're going to curb, is that they're going to go, no restaurants can't do alcohol Thanksgiving Eve, because I think they've really hit on this alcohol is the problem thing, which it could be. We don't know. But that's kind of what I think they're going to do, is I think they're going to pinch it there, and I have a bad feeling they're going to pinch it again at the end of the year for New Year's Eve. I don't know. I don't expect things to open back up until next year. If they do, I mean, like I said, with them talking about numbers the way they talk, that's what it's all controlled over. So it's in their hands. It's not ours. So, you know, I can't do much about that. Somebody's talking about AC/DC's dropping new stuff. Not something that I would play. Yeah, in any day right now, everyone is just so touchy right now. And I don't mean to take away from serious things that people need to stand up for, but there are some people that are going off the deep end and hurting the other ones, in my opinion, who do have stuff that they need to stand up for. People that aren't doing, that are treating people horrible, that are just misbehaving for the sake of misbehaving. And that drives me bananas because it just takes away from the people's voices who need to be heard in that situation. So they, you know, like, you know what they say, it only takes one bad apple to ruin them all. So, and that's kind of the way it is there. DJ Kelly Kell asked about loop segments. I do mine in 4s. Because let me if I can share a screen here again. Right now, this is not sharing stuff very well. Let's see if I can zoom out on this. I can show this. Hold on, because this one's zoomed in purposely for way in there. But I don't know if it's going to let me see the whole thing because I'm having trouble showing the whole deck right now. There we go. That's the whole thing. And boop. All right, so when I'm doing a loop, normally when I have my auto loop button, because on the deck I have one that sets it in auto loop, it's setting it 4 beats. And when you're looping, it's going to be, whoops, that's where the beat is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So when I'm doing that a lot of times, if I have a song, and I can only show it because I can't play it, because if I play it, then we are going to get copywritten busted here. If I have a mix that I'm doing here, and I am coming out of this song right here, if I get to the end there, are those even the same BPM? No. I need to find something that's in that BPM range. Hold on here. Uno momente. Yeah, that'll do. So I'm getting down to my last 8 there because I marked my last 8 because right there is the last word that I go out on. So that's the last word of the song, and then it just goes into a beat after that. So a lot of times what I'll do is that I mark the song, this one here that I'm mixing, I'm going 8 before. So you can see right here, there's 8 before, and then this is the first word, okay? So what I'm doing usually is that I will loop from back here before. So I'm doing 4 before. So if I'm doing a mix out and I need to come into this song, then I mix in there, and you see that point right there on this one where you see the number come in, and that's usually where I let them cross over. So if I'm doing that regular, so I'm coming in here and they're going to match, and you're going to see when I get to that point, I'm going to release the loop. It's a 4-beat loop. And now I go into an 8-beat until it comes into the next word, and then stop the song, and we're on to the next one. So I set them at 4-beat loops, but I'll do them in 8-beat segments. And the reason I do 8-beat segments is something I teach in my class. It's very unique that other people don't, is the fact that if you have a song where someone's rapping, 8 beats, they say between the 8 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4 word, 5, 6, 7 rhyme. 1, 2, 3 word, 5, 6, 7 rhyme. They do the rhyme within those 8 counts. And if it's a song where they're singing, it's 2 8 counts. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 word, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rhyme. So I segment them in 8s because as the person who is doing the performer, and that's how we're going to mix when they're done doing their lyrics, is done in those segments of 8, like 4 8s. And that's why I do the 8 count opposed to the 4, because it's just an easier way to follow all that. Hope that answered the question. Hope I didn't ramble there. Yeah, Scrappa said he's in Melbourne, and they said that there is no fireworks. I'm pretty sure we're not doing any because here in our city we have a special light up night, and they canceled light up night, which is would be what, this Friday? It would be. Wait, next Friday it would be, and they canceled it. Sean asked, where can I get the latest club and twerk mixes? Again, you kind of have to dig. The one that I can't talk about on air, I'll just name some other ones. So let's say you go with BPM Supreme. You can go to BPM Supreme and search for twerk mixes. So you have such and such song, look for a twerk mix. But you have to get away from a lot of those standard ones that don't do the remixes. So if you want the remixes, certain ones, again, I don't want to drop names, are not going to have these twerk remixes and Mumbatone remixes and all this stuff. You kind of have to go to some of the other ones, and you have to dig a little. So no one's going to hand you stuff. Like today, I probably spent 2 hours, and how many songs did I get in 2 hours? Because I dug for a little bit. I got, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 songs, and it took me 2 hours because I dug for certain remixes, quick edits, intros. There's one there that's a transition quick hit. Another one was a Mamba redrum. So I kind of dug for stuff like that. So that's a little bit of, like I said, you just kind of have to dig and go looking for what you want. And like I said, you have to do it every week. It's not, I have friends that just once a month group download stuff, and I think that's kind of hard to know what you have. I know what I have, and I know it's usable. I don't have 20 songs in here that aren't usable for that. I look at what I download, and all of those are hits. All of those are within the top 40 of Billboard at some point. So they all become that popular, and I know the versions I have are good, usable versions. And then years down the road, like 3 years of playing the same version, I'll go and get another version. I got tired of Party in the USA, so I ended up finding through DJ City, they had a Mumbatone redrum of Party in the USA. I ended up getting it. I love it. Going to use it for a few years, and then I'll be switching off to something else after that. So you kind of have to dig and search a lot for what you want. It's if you're old enough to remember or ever saw a video of people that go to a record store and dig, it's kind of like that, but it's digital. But you get to sit at your desk. You don't have to drive somewhere. You don't have to dig through dirty records and get all dirt up in your nose from breathing all the stuff and all that. You can just sit at home and do it. But take time to work on your music library. Get edits and versions you want. If you have one that is, where the BPM varies, other people out there have fixed them. So go to the different services and find versions that they call it either warped or warped is the word that comes from Ableton, because that's what it does in Ableton. And there's other ones, but you just look for fixed versions, and you don't even have to worry about stuff varying. Because I have so many songs that I'm like, I'm tired of trying to mix this messed up, so I'm just getting a version that somebody fixed or fix it myself. So you have to dig. You're welcome for breaking that down. I'm glad that helped. Is Newmark going to stop making... My phone just dinged. Is Newmark going to stop making motorized platters? I don't know if they're going to stop making motorized platters, but when I asked them, and this was the DJ Expo 2019, asked them if they were coming out with an S7 IV, they said that the NS7 III would probably be the end of the line for that one. It is extremely heavy, and a lot of people don't like to carry it around. I have a feeling that them or Denon, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Denon, I'm just saying, is going to come out with a smaller version of the Rain. So it's a motorized platter, but it's not a 12-inch. It's a 10 or an 8, I think. But it'll be smaller. So imagine a single deck like this size that's motorized, and then another single deck like this that's motorized, and then you buy a mixer in the center, so you would have your 3-part, or put whatever mixer you want in there, but your motorized ones are much smaller, and that's what I think they're going to end up doing, is make some that's smaller, because like I don't want to carry around those giant Rain 12s, but there's a good chance that if you got me something this size, motorized, I might be interested in it. So it's... what I'm looking for from Newmark is they just put out the Platinum FX, and it has the paddle effects that are on the S9 and S11 mixers and the Rain 72, and they put that on a controller. So I'm hoping, and that's a smaller controller, it's not a pro level, it's a mid level. I'm hoping they put out a pro level with those paddles on there, because if they do, that might be my next controller, because I love having that effects, right there. If you've not ever seen it, it's their effects that are right there that you can switch, lock on, or just toggle, and it's really nice, and I hope that they have those. At least that's what I don't know. It's going that way, and I know a lot of guys who do the turntables, the Rains, etc., that have the S9, S11, and 72 mixers that all have the paddles, all are kind of set up the same. That if they put that on a controller, it might be something that's a little bit more user-friendly, maybe. Like, I could definitely see the next Pioneer 1000 SRT Mark II coming with paddles. I really can see that, because that's right in their ballpark and the kind of stuff that those people use. Yeah, I doubt there'll be another V7. They'll probably call it something else. If you've never seen it, the V7 is kind of like a segmented NS7, but they're singles, and they're really good. They're really great. I have a couple friends that love them, but I don't know if they would use that name again, because it's been so long since they put those out. It might be a bad marketing thing to go with the V7 again. Maybe they'll call it V something else. I don't know. I mean, I got some strange names sometimes, and that's the weird thing. Some of the names they're naming them are like 12 feet long. It's like the AB 207 MK2 BK12, and I'm like, what the freak? Did you guys just pull letters out of a hat and go, let's just call it this? I don't know. It's getting crazy out there with some of the stuff, but yeah. So keep hitting me with questions here. This is about our normal time, so if you're out of questions, we can we don't have to hang forever. Be careful if you are using Windows. Some of their newer updates are giving some of the people problems. So if you don't have auto update turned on and you just do it occasionally, that's fine. Same thing with the new Mac. Big Sur, all of the companies are saying don't. If you have a new Mac, don't go to the Big Sur yet, because Denon put it out, Serato put it out, other ones that it's just not ready for that yet. So that's another one you have to kind of hold off on it if you're on a Mac and you want to get the Big Sur, that to hold off updating to it, because like I said, the different softwares and hardwares aren't ready for that yet. You have to give it time. So yeah. So what else is going on? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. We have the chat room that you guys can check out. It's every single night starting at 9 p.m. DJNTV.com/chill. One word. Chill. Well, it's / and then chill, because chill is one word. But you definitely can check that out. I do have, like I said, I have a lot of stuff online, social media. If you don't follow me, I do a lot of stuff. I post a lot of stuff in the story mode, the ones that are there for only 24 hours, both on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat's 24-hour story mode. I put a lot of stuff. There's pictures I took tonight from the live mix that I'm going to put up there. Appreciate you guys. I might take one right now of the chat room open there, because I see the chat room's going off there. And I'll just do a little thing of the whole screen. Everybody smile. And I'll post that on the story mode here in a bit. So I appreciate you guys. Any other questions? So what's going on? Anything else before we go? I see we have a lot of people watching. We're on about 12 different places tonight. Facebook, YouTube, everything. So wherever you're watching that, thank you so much. Sean is watching on Facebook. I appreciate that. If I'm missing some questions on Facebook that you want to ask me, because a couple of them last week did not register on the message board. So if you're asking questions on one of them and I'm not answering them, ask me. Come and throw something at me, and I'll answer it. I'm going to go to one I'm right now that last week I had 3 people make comments and I didn't see it because it wasn't feeding into the thing. Yeah, John Jazz, your comment didn't come through for some reason. That's really strange. But yeah, thank you, appreciate that. And again, if you don't and you really, 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 really need to ask a question, jump over to YouTube, youtube.com/discjockey news, and you can ask the question in that chat. It's really funny you should mention that, because again, things I'm working on. Prior to right before COVID lockdown, I had ended up getting hired by Guitar Center to teach DJ classes there. The literal Saturday that they closed down, I was supposed to do a live demo there for them throughout the whole day for this big open house. And it didn't happen, and nothing's happened, but I just got a call yesterday from one of the managers that I have to return his call. So that could have something to do with what they're doing, the switching of all that. I don't know what's all going on with Guitar Center. It's been a tough year because like I said, being technically I've been an employee since March. I get to hear a lot of the stuff that's going on, and it's been a rough year for any business. I mean, I see so many of them shutting down. It's blown my mind. There's a couple Saturdays ago that I went downtown and just kind of walked around to see some of the businesses and how many of them were done, not like shut down because of COVID, out of business, restaurants and everything that have been there forever. And it's just blowing my mind how many things are just gone, and I don't know if they're going to be back. Or if it comes back, it'll be a different owner trying another business. But I think we're going to see a lot of hurting with this 6 months, a year down the road after we're let go, because everybody has to play catch up at that point, including myself. I have a feeling one of the places that I've been DJing at for years, I have a serious feeling that when things open back up, they probably won't do DJs. They'll probably just keep it really low key. I just have a feeling they're going to. So there can be stuff like that where businesses that just decide to go a different route at that point, make things simpler for them. Maybe they're doing partial business in a different way right now, and they're seeing that could benefit, and then not feeling the need to hire a DJ for a night. Just play a jukebox or bring in karaoke or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of different things that can be done. It's definitely going to be different, and this is where I come up short, that you need to be flexible as this goes forward in what you do. And because I'm not like a person that does every kind of job in the world, either I'm going to have to get flexible and be more open with the jobs I take, including private parties and different things like that. Because like I said before, I made a full-time living DJing 3 or 4 nights a week in just clubs and bars. I'm probably, if I want to stay employed, I'm probably going to have to go a different route and take other gigs. That's where I'm going to have to be flexible, and that's my weak point, because I've always said if I'm going to be a full-time DJ, I want it to be my rules. I want to write my own ticket, and that's DJ where I want, and I don't want to do private gigs. I don't want to do weddings. I don't want to do any of that, so I might have to be a little flexible. So I'm not sure what you mean, Max, about it adjusting, because there's settings in there where you can have it not adjust and run strictly off of the signal. It also depends on whether you're using a tone record or if you're using phase. There are settings for stuff. There are adjustments within virtual. I don't play around with that a whole lot. I've really never had the need to. And you can also go internal, so that if you have a belt that speeds up and slows down, because a lot of the times the clubs and stuff I'm at, the record players in there are horrendous. And if you would just let the record play at the speed without going internal, you will literally hear it speed up, speed up, speed up, speed up, slow down, slow down, slow down, speed up, speed up, speed up. It's horrible, some of them. So it's not the easiest thing. Whether it's on Serato or whatever, it still does the same thing. I was a place just a little bit before the lockdown. That their one record, the record player on the left side was that way, and every time the DJ would get there, he'd start the mix, do the mix, and then throw it on internal, and have to switch over, or half the time do instant doubles where he'd mix on the one side where it was going to be playing, and then instant double off of the bad one to the good one, and then put the next one on for the mix. Once it started, go over, and just kept one-siding it the whole night. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit of work. Is Pro Sound and Lighting closing? I think I did hear that. Wow. See, that's what I mean. It's just going to be different. And like I said, you're going to have to be flexible. And that's all I can tell you. Like I said, I'm the good example of someone who doesn't like to be flexible in the jobs that I take, and I'm going to have to, or get a day job. It's that simple. I can't do anything else about it. But right now, all we can do is take a breath, take a beat, be prepared the best we can, work on our music, work on our mixing, be prepared so that when the door opens up, you're ready to walk through. You're not asleep in the corner, that you're up ready to go when it's time to go. That's the best thing I can tell you, is just keep moving forward, make plans, make little notes, make adjustments, work on things. Like I said, the different things, because there's still stuff I'm working on here that, like I said, when I talked about all the projects I'm working on, I'm still working on a electronic press kit. Right now, press kit's not going to get me any jobs because there's no jobs done, but I wanted to up my press kit, so I'm working on the press kit and stuff. So there's stuff like that I'm constantly working on, trying to edge and different things. I did some work on the website also during all this and different things, and I have some plans for the social media stuff that I'm going to switch some stuff up. My Facebook page, I'm almost to 5,000, so I have to decide, because 5,000 is the max for the one that I have. I'm going to have to decide whether I start deleting people or do a second one. I don't know what I'm going to do, so there are different things like that. You just really do, like Jess, you really do have to take it one day at a time. And that's one of the things, like I mentioned at the beginning of the hour when we talked about stuff we're working on, how I'm doing some things to be to give myself some mental space, some mental health days, that I'm like looking at things going, okay, why does this have to be done today? And I'll just not push myself. And sometimes for me, just here in the studio, because it's so quiet, just shut the door, turn the lights off, maybe put some white noise and earbuds or some quiet music, and lay on the floor of the studio and just relax and give myself a little bit of space. It's that simple. You kind of have to give yourself space, and that's what I've been doing a lot lately. Jimmy, just go look at the thing. I'll send you the link afterwards. I have it saved up. I'll send you the link afterwards, and it locks in place whatever way you push it. You can adjust it. This has a height thing, so it can actually adjust up to about this high. So if you want to lay it way over something, you can. It's fully adjustable. I'll send you the link where it is on Amazon. I paid. It says it's currently unavailable, but you can get it from other places, I'm sure. But I'll send you the link afterwards. I don't think I paid way less than $20 for this, so it's out there. Yeah, day and night. Some of the people who do have a day job, that's a blessing. We may have to then supplement our because you understand that only 10% of DJs are full time. So everybody that you think of as a full time DJ, a lot of them aren't full time DJs. You look at John from Disc Jockey News; he makes a lot of his money from the news side of stuff that he does, and he has the Weekend Handyman, the Weekend Handy Woman, the Outdoor. He has other channels that he does besides the Disc Jockey News. So he technically wouldn't be considered a full-time DJ because he makes most of his money off everything else. So only 10% of DJs make between 75 and 100% of their money from DJing only, and that's something that we're all going to have to like I said, be flexible. And it scares me a little bit because I don't want to be flexible. I work so hard to get to a point where I can DJ full time. And to see that just being taken away, it hurts a little bit. And I don't know. It's, like I said, I'm going to have to be flexible. That's all there is to it. I can't do anything else. Jimmy, I'll send you the link here. If you found it or not, whatever. I can't do anything more than send you the link, buddy. But thank you guys for tuning in. I think we've had a good show. I think we're good here. Numbers are dropping a little bit there. I'm watching, so that's good. So thank everybody for tuning in. I appreciate all the support, both in just the social media stuff that you guys tune in on and click like on my social media and different things. I appreciate that so much. The live mixes like that were before. I did a live mix I usually do once a week, a 2-hour mix. Appreciate that. Tonight I had a lot of fun because I decided I just wanted to play some 90s and house music that I love, and that's all I did. I didn't talk a lot on the mic. I just mixed because I love mixing. So that's what I did tonight, try to focus on mixing. Again, check out some of the stuff in the DJNTV Insiders area. Check out the Chill Room, djntv.com/chill. And just check out all the other stuff that John has going on within Disc Jockey News and all the different things, the different shows, because there's a lot of stuff there for you that you can learn. No matter what your type of business is, no matter what you do in the DJ world, there's stuff to learn there. And it's always good to expand, and now's the time to kind of look into some of that stuff that maybe you've always wanted to. Again, if you have any questions, I will be contacting people about the group classes, but if you do end up wanting an individual class, contact me offline, and I'll give you all the info on that. But like I said, we do have the group classes planning, but we want to set them up right before we move forward with that. So when that happens, those of you who said you want to be a part of it, I'll make an announcement that we're doing it on a such and such a date, and if you want in, let me know. Like I said, I always have 2 or 3 people that are already, I promised them in. So we're going to do that. So thank you guys. I appreciate everything, all the positive comments, all the everything, clicking like and all that. Last week it was funny because we had like 9 thumbs down in the middle of the show, and we're like, why do we have all these thumbs down? And for some reason they've changed, because I went there today and there was only 4 thumbs down. So I don't really know what happened there, but people took their thumbs down away, and I appreciate that. So it's all good. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate everything you do. As I say at the end of every show, as we go through this craziness and madness, we cannot, I don't care what your political stance is, we cannot expect to have a government take care of us. We have to take care of each other. We have to be kind to each other. We have to help out people in need. It doesn't have to be someone all the way across the world. It can be just someone standing next to you in the grocery line, when you feel like a crappy day, not treating them like crap. Just simple things like that. Just try to reach out to those around you in need, an encouraging word, something, because there are people all around that are hurting, and it's going to take you and I on ground level to help this world, not a government, not anything. It's going to be us, and I'm looking forward to you guys crossing paths and all that stuff in the future. So again, take care of yourselves, and God bless, guys. Good night.